My voice is just totally not ready to talk. Hello, good morning. Happy Wednesday. Just getting things set up still. I had a little bit of a busy morning, so I'm not fully prepared for stream as per usual. But I wanted to talk about October coming up because it's going to be what I anticipate is going to be a busy month for a lot of reasons. So first of all, let me just get this. Okay. Cool. So I guess I can turn this around. I feel like I look like a toe today. My hair's tied back in a ponytail. So fabulous angle. All right. I could keep apologizing for my janky stream, but if you're here, you're okay with it. So basically so a lot of things. So I have a large client project coming up, most likely. That's going to be taking me a couple months to do. And then I did Sketchtember for about, I did 18 days of Sketchtember, and it is now the 29th, so I missed quite a few days. But what I would like to do is try it again, but for Inktober. I kind of got a little bit bored of doing pencil illustrations, and I'm excited about the idea of doing ink, because I feel like there's a lot more types of ink versus, I don't know. For Sketchtember, I probably could have done, pens and stuff, but I just wanted to stick with graphite, and that's what I did. But for Inktober, I was thinking of kind of like narrowing down what I do, because when I was doing Sketchtober, I made a prompt list that was kind of generic to dietitians, but in doing so, it was very all over the board. So I can flip through my Sketchtember sketches with you, but basically, just to finish my point, is that I want to narrow down Inktober to being what I'm going to call edible leaves. So I'm thinking about like things that I could pull out of my garden and, easily sketch or draw or, whatever. So like I have basil, I have lettuce, I have rosemary. I guess the needles are considered leaves. What else do I have? I'm like blanking. But anyway, I have mint. So things that I could have around, or even, produce that I have in the fridge. So I have mixed greens right now, so I could pull out some arugula and other greens. I can't think of greens. Lettuce varieties and that sorts of thing. So that's what my idea is for Inktober, is to narrow it down to just be like leaves. We'll just draw leaves this month. So that way I can do, sort of sketchy line drawings, or, with ink pens, or do something more watercolory, or use like Copic pens, and I don't know, I feel like ink, there's a broad range of ink that I could use. So that's what my plan is for Inktober. So I can show you my Sketchtember, first of all, which is not very good. Say hello to me. Great. Janky stream when you peek behind the curtain. Okay, so if you follow me on Instagram, this is gonna be kind of redundant, but if you don't, then this is new to you. So like I said, the Sketchtember prompts were very random. So for the first one, I chose fruit, specifically berries, and so I drew a shot glass filled with dried cranberries because that's what I had around. Day 2, the prompt was measuring tool, so I drew these that always get lost in my drawer. There. Yep, that's what I chose. I don't know why I need to articulate that even further. Day 3 was protein, so I drew an egg and decided to make it a little bit more cartoony. Day 4, digestive organ, I drew a stomach. Day 5, water. I don't know if I talked about this on stream, but I did like a several day series of drawing water molecules, and this was kind of like off of that. And then day 6 was molecule, and this is a caffeine molecule, so I drew that. And favorite food was day 7, so I drew soup. Day 8 was leafy vegetable, and I drew kale, kind of from memory. I didn't have a thing in front of me, so it looks a little generic. Day 9 was energy, so I drew a mitochondrion. Day 10 was carbohydrate, so I kind of played off of, it was like a play on like patterns and stuff, so I just drew a hex and repeated it over and over. Day 11 was pot. So clearly this covers everything from like, you know, human metabolism and food science to culinary aspects of dietetics. So my prompts are all over the place, which is why I want Inktober to be a little bit more narrow. Day 12 was fiber, and that's where that came from the other stream the other day. Day 13 was bacteria. Day 14 was wellness. This one, it's based off of the, what do you call it? The different areas of wellness. I can't think of what it's called. There's like in one of my textbooks, they had a circle with wellness broken down into, you know, 7 or 8 different areas of wellness. So I based it off of that and then just turned it into a flower. And I've seen those wellness diagrams broken up into anywhere from like 5 areas of wellness to like 12 areas of wellness. So anyway, day 15, metabolism. So I drew kind of like an abstract storm of the citric acid cycle, I believe I was drawing. It's very loosey-goosey and abstract. But anyway, day 16 was iron. And yep. Day 17, I just did a kind of sketchy version of Romanesco, which is like a cabbage type thing, or not cabbage, a cauliflower looking thing, but it's like spirally and cool. And then day 18, which is the last one I did, I drew a little bit of grain. So, and then I didn't do anything else. So I fully expected for Sketchtember to end up like that, where I didn't finish it. So I'm not setting off with the same, or, you know, I'm setting off with the same idea of Inktober is probably going to be similar, where I might just have to not prioritize it and set it aside, because I had things come up towards the end of September that I just needed to prioritize, and so Sketchtember was kind of a lower priority, which sounds bad because I do want to get into more daily practice, and Sketchtember / Inktober is a good way to do that, just spending an hour a day drawing. But I got through 18 days. I may have done multiple per day, but that's okay. It means that I have room for improvement for Inktober, so that's what the plan is for that. So I thought today I could, actually, I don't even really know if that's going to be particularly interesting, but it's where my head's at, is I want to put together a prompt list for Inktober. So, what should our prompts be? Where am I? Hello? I want to do the edible leaves idea. Where do I want to write this down? I guess the back of this is fine. I'm going to move you here and then flip you around. Sorry. I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be edible leaves, just to expand it a little bit more. I mean, I just feel like I'm going to end up having to purchase things, you know, because I'm not necessarily growing 31 different types of edible leaves in my backyard. So I might extend that. So I'll just say, because it's the fall, we're just going to go with leaves. That's going to be our theme. And then if they're edible, great. We can, whatever. Awesome. Good thoughts. Okay. Okay, so, and this might not be a final order of how I do these, so I might rearrange them when I put together the actual prompt list. So, for sure, I have, I'm just going to put them in order of what I can remember. So I have basil, I have mint, I guess I'll count rosemary. What else do I have out there? I have lettuce. And I do have Romanesco growing. And it's mostly leaves right now, but aphids are eating them, so I don't know if it's gonna turn into anything. But I don't know if the leaves are gonna look particularly good, but that might be interesting to draw. It's just chewed up leaves. I don't know. Lettuce, Romanesco. Oh, I have purple cabbage. I don't know what it's called. If it's just called purple, or not purple cabbage. What do I have? Purple cauliflower. What else? Just trying to think of the edible things. Okay, so moving on from edible things, I have forget-me-not flowers. So I'll do the leaves on that. I have a marigold. Asiatic lily and delphinium. What else? What is that plant called? Hostas. Clematis. Peach tree. This would be easier if I just went outside. Just picturing my garden. Okay, so I have the clematis, and then over from that I have sunflower. I'm gonna have to do that sooner rather than later because they are getting dried out. Sunflower, and then next to that is grape, and then next to that is crepe myrtle. I don't know how to spell it. I think it's something like that. Next to that is the peach tree, and then I have succulents. So I don't know the names of all the succulents, so I might skip those over. What do I have next to that? Oh, and then I have some sort of citrus plant. I don't know what it is because I put what was it? Kumquat, lemon, and orange seeds in a pot on my kitchen windowsill, and some of them sprouted, and I have a plant now and I don't know what it is. It's not big enough to produce fruit yet, so I don't know what it is, and I'm not good at identifying young plants, or I don't know, even older plants, but citrus plants, I feel like they look very similar, so I just kind of have to wait and see what happens. Let's see, so we have the citrus plant. Oh, and then we have bamboo growing. Whatever, we'll just go crazy. Bamboo, it's Halloween time. What else? Oh, all the trees. We have some manner of maple. And then we have Japanese maple. I guess this isn't really a prompt list, it's more of a like to-do list. It's kind of like a self-serving prompt list because I'm basically just doing like every leaf on my property. What else? Okay, so we have that. Oh, we have, what do you call it? Holly. We have holly, and then we have roses, and what is that? That's some manner of tree right in our front yard. It's got big ass flowers in the spring. What is it called? They have them all over OSU. What are they called? What is it? Oh, and then our bush in the front. What is that? Oh no. Ugh. I hate it when I don't know the names of things. Oh, and I also have strawberries. So we have strawberries. What else? Guess I could do ferns. We have some ferns. I need to look up. Flowering tree with large blossoms. Blockums, I spelled that wrong. Magnolia, that's what we have. Magnolia. That's the tree. Now what is the bush that we have? Camellia bush? I think that's it. Oh, and then we have, I don't know what it's called. Creeping myrtle, I think is what it is. What else? I'm just trying to brainstorm what leaves do I have around my house that I could do every day of Inktober. Okay. I think that's everything in the herb garden. So I have 2 rosemary plants, basil, mint, and then there's also chives, but I don't really want to draw chives. What else is there? Oh no. I mean, I do have the, there's weeds in the garden, plenty of, or in the yard that have leaves I could draw. There's gotta be something else that I've planted. Oh, there's what do you call it? Nobody knows. The, oh no, lilac, some manner of lilac. I have some type of lilac. Is that 2 L's or 1 L? I don't know. We'll get the idea. All right, so I have the lilac, and then what else? All right, basil, mint, rosemary, lettuce, romanesco, purple cauliflower, framings. Oh, I have a squash of some type. So every year I have, for the past couple years, I've had squash coming up that I didn't plant. The seeds just get in the compost and then they just sprout. So there's some type of squash growing. So there's that. And then I think there's some tomato plants sprouting too. So a couple of these, like the sunflower, the delphinium, the hostas, the squash, the tomatoes. Some of these I'm gonna have to do earlier on, so I'm gonna rearrange these later for what makes sense, just with the season changing, and I know that things are gonna die sooner than others. So one more. What other random crap do I have coming up in the garden? I guess I could do one of the, I don't know, that's hard. I was gonna say a succulent. Yeah, I guess I could do one of the like creeping ground cover succulents. Alright, so Inktober, I will be ready for you. Can't guarantee I'm going to get to all of these because October is going to be busy, like I said. But we've got basil, mint, rosemary, lettuce, romanesco, purple cauliflower, forget-me-nots, marigold, Asiatic lily, delphinium, hostas, clematis, peach leaves, sunflower leaves, grape leaves, crepe myrtle, citrus leaves of some kind, bamboo, maple, I don't know what kind of maple, then we have Japanese maple, holly, roses, strawberries, ferns, magnolia, camellia, creeping myrtle, lilac, squash, tomato, and a ground cover succulent. So, those are my prompts, and by prompts I mean I'm just going to go outside and get a leaf from the yard and bring it inside and then draw it. So the other thing I'm going to have to think about is my medium. So sticking to the fact that it's Inktober, I think what I'll do for my last half an hour here is tinker around a little bit with the inks that I have. So I'm calling ink anything from like pens and markers to, I'm even going to go so far as to say like watercolor. It's kind of like ink in my opinion. It's obviously not the same thing, but let's see. I have markers, some more Copic markers. We have, what else? I know I have some ink stick. I've only used it like a couple of times, and I think you're supposed to like rub it on a rock, and that's why I have this in here. And then I meant to bring them out, but I do have my little technical pens. What are they called? There's a brand. I don't know. I don't have them out here. I mean, I could even do Sharpie or something sketchy with like gel pen. Don't need to stick with art supplies. What else do I have? Oh yeah, I also have markers. So I have some Stabilo pens and what else? We'll stick with that for now. I'm gonna run inside real quick and grab my other pens that I have, so I'll be right back. Okay. Apparently the cat knocked over the ferret's water bowl, so Ryan was nice enough to clean that up. Of course. Stinking cat. Okay. Let me, now that I've pulled all this shit out, move it out of the way. Also, Micron is what I was thinking of. Sakura, I don't know how to say it, but those pens. Okay, so on Monday, I drew tomatoes. So that was still out. This is probably not the best paper to be testing this on. whatever. We're testing. It doesn't have to be good. Okay. Some of these markers, specifically these ones, are very old. I got them from my old boss back in the day. She did not need them or wanted to give them to me. And I haven't used them as much as I'd like. But I have used them. I'm just not very practiced ink person with like markers or any kind of ink. I don't know. I found the mediums that I liked, and that was colored pencil and acrylic paint, and I kind of stuck with those. Because acrylic you can paint over itself, you know, and if you mess up it's easy to correct it, but with like markers and stuff it's a little bit more difficult. Alright, and obviously I'm missing a few. I say obviously, you can't see what's going on, but I'm missing a few, so I pulled them out and did something with them. So, if I'm doing leaves, I mean, I don't have to stick to greens and stuff, but let's just do a little sampling of some of these greens and see how we're doing with maybe a few of the browns as well. Just a few. This is fine. Okay. Okay, so I think, what did this say? Okay, 68, so the number I'm looking at for the pen is 36. This one's leaky. Oh no, she crusty. Yeah, I expect some of these you can, I don't know if you can even see that. The tips are kind of funky crust. Who's that? 43. And no, I'm not doing these in order. Clearly. I mean, maybe if I soak them in water, they might liven up a bit. Might be able to use these in combination with my Copic markers. It was not the color I was expecting. This might be better for you. If you were a little closer. The only problem is, like, I have the phone like right in front of me. I don't know how other people do this. I saw an ad the other day for this sort of art desk device that was like a light and camera holder all in one. It was like this box, and the light pops up and you can move it around to get different angles and stuff. And then for one of the shots, they showed the girl using it, and it was like completely blocking her vision. I'm like, how is this helping? Like, sure, it's a good angle for the people watching it, but how do you actually work? That's the thing. Like, I struggle sometimes with my Sketchtember when I'm time-lapsing myself doing it, because I have the thing right in front of my face and I'm like craning myself to see around it. And so that device just cracked me up. I'm like, what? How is this helpful at all? I mean, for some of the angles, I'm sure it's good, but for that angle they showed was just not a good workspace. Cool, so that was... where am I? So I say all the browns are actually fairly decent. A few of the greens are good. I like that one. Okay. So I'm gonna put those away. Markers I have are kind of random. I have a few of these round Copic markers and then a big chunky Soho and a set of Prismacolor double-endeds and then a set of I cannot show you this Copic sketch 12 colors. Good showing, Sarah. And then obviously you saw me pull out before, I have three microns, a couple Sharpies, and then I just have some junky gel pens. So, it's just, you don't even know. I have like the most disorganized workspace. Okay. For example, maybe one day I don't have a whole lot of time and I just have a general shape of a leaf. And that's the best I can do. And then I want to fill it in. We've got... See, this is the other thing. I'm like, I'm going dark and then light, and I'm like, is this gonna bleed into my nice pen? Probably. Okay. Yep. So I can do that. go in with my big thick boy Prismacolor. And how do I want to do this? That looks like garbage. Cool demonstration. Okay. Alright, I hate that. I'm not good at this. I feel like the colors are too contrasty to begin with. So those are the only two greens unless I crack out these again. So anyway, let's try it if I... How do I do this? Go back to the Copic and draw ourselves something with less shit in the way. Okay, I was completely holding that. Absolutely wrong. Okay, so I'll do that, and then I'll come through with my microns. So let's do skinny mini or thicker. I'll do skinny mini, and then I can always go thicker. Yeah, that's all right. Okay, what else? Maybe I want to do I didn't love that. Let's try it again. That was not quite what I was after. Okay. Being indecisive. No, squished my marker. Okay. Okay, this marker is shit. And that's still not what I'm going for. Damn it. See, the thing is, I'm really bad at not blending. I wanted this to just be kind of like a blocked out chunk of shading, but it can't not blend. It's a problem. It's like hard to break free of that. I hate it. I hate them all. So I don't mind this one, but again, that's like blending. Okay, so let's try one more of these in color because I'm frustrated that I can't get it the way I want it. Okay. Okay, we're gonna move on. So let's try the last thing I have, which is this Chinese ink stick. I've only used it a couple times. And let's see. I don't know if there's instructions with it. No. But I think basically you just take this thing and rub it on a surface and get it, you know, you get it wet and then rub it on there and then you take the ink off of there with a paintbrush. So. So I just got it a little wet. It's been a while, so I don't know if I'm doing this completely right. This might be really annoying to listen to, so I apologize. I don't know how much I need. And if it's not clear, because I've only said it like 3 times already, so I don't know what I'm doing. So, what paintbrush do I want? I'm gonna go with this one. If anybody cares. I'm probably going to need some extra water because I expect this is going to dry out quickly. Well, I don't hate this stuff, but I don't really know. It's also hard because I don't have a leaf in front of me. Like, what do I want to actually draw and do? Oh. I just keep drawing the same shape over and over again. Let's see. Well, clearly I will need to spend some time looking at leaves so I can do this a little bit better. But obviously this was just to test the ink thingies that I have, what supplies I have, and get ready for Inktober. So yeah, I'm gonna call it a day. We made our prompt list. Well, I made my prompt list. I expect very few people are going to do, if anyone, all the leaves in my backyard, which I'm really hoping I can get through all of them, but I'm keeping my expectations low like I did for Sketchtober. So might get through some of them, might get through all of them. We're just gonna try our best. And again, that's our prompt list. All the leaves that I could think of. I'm sure there's more, but just what I could think of in the backyard. And yeah, tested out some inks. And I do like working with this stuff. I just don't have much experience with it. And I don't know if I'm using it right or using the right paintbrush, if it matters. And I'm not very good with pens. So this will be a good practice of trying new media. So yeah, anyway, I will be back on Monday night, most likely. That's the plan, usually. So Monday night at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So I'll see you next week. Bye.